Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel here for my round one of the NFL playoffs, picks and predictions, straight up and against the spread, playoff football. It's that time we've been waiting for. I like the matchups and I am freaking excited. Let's dive right into these games so you guys can know where I stand with these games. Starting on Saturday, the first game is the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Houston Texans. This line has been moving all freaking week, to be honest with you. And right now, they have it as the Chargers, the favorite, heading into Houston. Chargers are favored by 3 points. Man, listen, I know Houston is home. Houston fans are probably sick, by the way. I mean, every single time they get this slot, they get that Saturday first game all the time where no one really watches this game. They're on it again. Listen, I feel bad for Houston because I think they got some serious freaking upside, but the amount of bad luck that they've been dealing with all year is crazy. You got Stephon Diggs that goes out for the season. You got Tank Dell that goes out for the season. CJ Stroud, I mean, he had a tremendous rookie year, and this sophomore year he hasn't been too good. And then you look at this Houston Texans team after what they did and shocked a lot of people last year. You thought that this year they were going to be coming out guns blazing. Now, they did win the division. They do get a home playoff game, which is good. But I just don't think that the vibes are good. I expected much more from this Houston Texas team. The Chargers, on the other hand, have an awesome defense, have Harbaugh as their coach. Justin Herbert has been playing well. He hasn't been playing amazing, but he's been playing well. He's playing high IQ level football, kind of taking what the defense is giving him. They're running the ball and playing defense. That old style ground and pound with a solid offensive line is what you're seeing in LA. And I like that recipe. I think that is a winning recipe. It might not be flashy for a lot of people, but it gets the job done. Listen, I like the Chargers here. I'm going to take Houston plus the 3 because it's a playoff game. They're at home. They're getting a field goal. Maybe you get a push in there. I like Houston with the 3, but I'm going to take the Chargers to win this game. Love the Chargers in this spot. Next game, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. This game is in Baltimore. The line has not shifted at all, to my understanding. Zay Flowers is out for this game. So Baltimore is going to be without their main go-to guy in Zay Flowers. They still got Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews, who are definitely going to get busy. Obviously, you got King Henry as well and Lamar that can do it all. But missing Zay Flowers is a key piece. We cannot underestimate that. The Pittsburgh Steelers, on the other hand, they have been struggling. And they're very lucky that they got off to a hot start because lately they look, like they're struggling a little bit too much for my liking. Russell Wilson also, a little bit of that kind of high phase that he was on is kind of winding down, snapping back to reality. But they're still a Mike Tomlin coach football team. They're still a football team that can come in to a game and kind of just really play fundamentally sound and cover a spread like this, especially going against a division opponent. We have seen Tomlin and Harbaugh go at it year after year, year after year. These two coaches are pretty much stamped for both of their organizations. I don't like laying 9.5 on a playoff game that is a division game between these two teams when you have the coaches that you have. So I'm obviously going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 9.5. I know it might scare people because of the way Pittsburgh has been playing. They're definitely not trending in the right direction at all. But I have enough respect for Mike Tomlin and the brand of the Pittsburgh Steelers that they can at least make this game close and definitely cover a 9.5 spread. If it gets to 10, even better, more protection there. But 9.5, like the Steelers in that spot. But for the game, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. They're at home. I think Lamar is destined to get to the Super Bowl this year. I think he is due, man. He has literally been through the growing pains. He's been through the heartbreaks of getting close. He's been through having a number 1 seed, letting that slip away, having home field advantage, all of these things. I feel like he's gone through his steps that he's needed to as a professional. He has literally checked so many boxes. But getting to the big game is what he hasn't yet. I think he is destined to get there this season. This is the year for him to do it. He's had a remarkable season. I think he's MVP in my opinion. Give me the Ravens in this game. Now we go on to the Sunday slate. You got 3 games on Sunday. The Denver Broncos taking on the Buffalo Bills. This spread is 8.5 in Buffalo. Josh Allen, another candidate for MVP. A lot of people have him. I have Lamar. But listen, the Buffalo Bills at home are a problem. That home field advantage is serious. But listen, the cold is not going to bother Denver because Denver is just as cold as Buffalo, to be honest. Like, it is cold up there. So this team knows how to play in the cold. This team has been battle tested in the Denver Broncos. They look solid. Bo Nix has really turned things around throughout the entire season. Their defense is top notch. I think the Denver Broncos can hang in there with the Buffalo Bills. Remember, the Buffalo Bills are a good football team, but you look at their roster, it's not like it's a huge talent drop off here. All right. So I like the Denver Broncos to keep it close here. Give me the Broncos plus 8.5, but I'll take the Bills to win this game ultimately at home. They have the better quarterback. They're another team that has been just knocking on the door and not getting the job done. I think we're set here to have Buffalo and Baltimore in round 2. So give me the Buffalo Bills on this game. Next, probably the best game of the weekend, in my opinion, if not probably second best, the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. This game is in Philly. Philly is favored by 4.5 points. These two teams met earlier this season in that Brazil game where Jordan Love got hurt. Barkley went crazy. Many of you guys remember that. It was a pretty high-scoring game. I don't want to put too much of that game on it because that game was in a weird field, and it was in Brazil, and it was the beginning of the season, the first week. So a lot of things changed since then. I think this game is going to be freaking awesome. I'm surprised it's not the primetime game. I like the Packers to cover here, plus 4.5. I respect them enough, but Philadelphia at home with the way Saquon Barkley is playing, it is very hard for me to literally pass on, okay? I don't even mind that the passing game is not there for the Philadelphia Eagles. You've seen a down year from A.J. Brown, from Jalen Hurts, from Devonta Smith, but Saquon Barkley is freaking crazy, man. He is something else. He really is. I like Philly at home too. I just like it. I feel like Philly will win this game, but I like the Packers to keep it close. I think it's going to be a good one. Probably a 3-point finish. The next game, the Washington Commanders taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. This game is in Tampa Bay. Shout out to Baker Mayfield here. This matchup is going to be good. You got Baker Mayfield, who is a gunslinger, who's always in these type of games. They're at home. You're going against a Commanders team who had a nice, terrific start, kind of plummeted a little bit, regained back up. They have a rookie, Jaden Daniels, who is out of this world. He's so clutch. He's so good, had an impressive season. Washington has been getting away with these wins where they have to have so much luck on their side. And that's respect to them, all right? Because at the end of the day, you have to get lucky to win some football games. And they certainly have throughout this entire year. A little bit of skill, a little bit of luck. Remember that Hail Mary? They're a team, though, that is always kind of keeping things close. For that reason, I don't know if I trust the Commanders here. But I don't know. There's something also in me that thinks Jaden Daniel will have a monster game this game. So I'm going to take the underdog here. I'm going to take the Washington Commanders, and the Commanders obviously plus the 3 as well. I think the Commanders are a better football team. I don't like the fact that they've been getting lucky and having to pull off these late game heroics, which credit to them, they have came clutch plenty of times. I don't like that. All right. So I'm a little bit concerned here. I'm not too confident in this pick, but I'll take the Washington Commanders in this spot. Baker Mayfield, though, is definitely going to have to work for it. And the last game here, the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Rams. This line has been changing up and down. Question about this game probably moving to Arizona because of the wildfires. That will absolutely suck, man. Could you imagine those fans that have tickets in LA, that live in LA, that can't make the trip to Arizona, whether it's driving distance or not for them, or people that their homes got burned down, prayers out to them. It's just a huge bummer here, surrounded on playoff weekend with the LA Rams hosting a well-deserved playoff game. They had a season where I thought they were out of it. There was no chance. There was thoughts about them trading Cooper Kupp and Puka before that Thursday night game. And look, they just turned things around. Year number 2 that I've doubted McVay and the Rams, and they still made it to the dance, man. So shout out to the Rams. Shout out to my brother. This is his football team. Taking on the Minnesota Vikings team that I think is freaking legit. I mean, this is a team that won 14 freaking games this year. This is going to be a tough task for the Rams. I like the Vikings here. I'm going to take them, and I'm going to take the Vikings minus a 2.5. Listen, Brian Flores is going to dial it up. Andrew Van Ginkel, former Dolphin. Love that guy. He's been balling out all season. I think that this defense is going to get after Stafford, make it hard for him. But Stafford is a proven quarterback that no matter what you throw around him, all right, he can still make plays and deliver. This is a guy who's won the championship before. He knows what it takes. He's been in high-level situations. So I think he can handle it. But I think it's too much in combination when you have Brian Flores dialing it up on defense, and then you have Sam Darnold kind of hitting Justin Jefferson constantly. It's just too much to deal with over the course of a game. Aaron Jones, who's also been balling. I think I like the Vikings better as a football team. All right. And I don't want to discredit the Rams. I kind of hate that they have to draw a team like this in the first round. This is very, very tough. And it sucks that their home field advantage, which is better than the Chargers, by the way. When the Rams play in SoFi, it's a different attendance than when the Chargers play. So it sucks that they're going to be missing a lot of fans here. If they move this game, Viking fans do travel. I think this is going to be an awesome game, but ultimately I got the Vikings over the Rams, and I'm super, super excited for that. But those are my picks for NFL round 1. I think it's going to be a hell of an opening football playoff weekend. I'm excited for it. Let me know below, what are your picks? Who do you disagree with and why? If you have an upset, which one is it? You think the Steelers could pull it off? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up button to support the channel and subscribe if you haven't. Catch you guys next week.